So last class we were discussing about moments. So moments are force into distance. Okay. So take one illustrative example. So if you see, this is a bottle of water. It's a big bottle, 10 liter. Okay. So if I hold this water like this, okay. So this water's weight is acting downward. Okay. Water weight downward. The perpendicular distance is less like this. The straight line and the perpendicular. Okay. So this force into this distance is the moment at this point. Now, if I keep it like this, closer to me, okay, still this force into this distance, the perpendicular distance. Okay, distance the moment is increasing. Okay, how do you know? Pain feel. So like this, if you keep, you're getting a lot of pain. Okay, but if I keep it near to me, I'm much relaxed because the moment is reduced. Here, the moment is high because the force remains same, the distance is more, so more. The distance has been reduced, so less moment. Okay. So this kind of example you probably remember that moment greatly depends upon the length, or this length is what is also known as lever arm. Okay. We'll start. Last class, what you see, the problem, problem solved. So this problem we solved in two different methods. One is Lami's theorem. Second is by method of projections or components. Okay. Then I told you about moments. So moment force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance. Okay. So this one important thing that we have to discuss today is sign convention of moment. Sign convention. Okay. So let's say I have a force here and a distance r. Okay. Now, if you see, this force is trying to rotate this body in a clockwise direction. If you can see me, and I am pushing it like this, it is trying to rotate in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. This is basically a clockwise sense. Now, let's say
Sir, attendance form എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല.
The later. Okay.
Sir, 9:40 क्या class timetable से?
9:40 क्या ना?
Timetable class रखना है.
ഏത് ക്ലാസ്? ഒന്നുകൂടെ പറഞ്ഞാ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായില്ല.
ടൈംടേബിളിനകത്ത് ക്ലാസിന്റെ ഷെഡ്യൂൾ വന്നേക്കുന്നത് 9:40 ആ.
Okay. Fine. Right. ഒന്ന് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യൂ കേട്ടോ. ഒന്ന് അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യൂ. Okay, I thought I told you people. Okay. So this is a force. This is distance. Now, if the force is in the other direction, force in much direction, if the sense is anti-clockwise. This is clockwise. Okay, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Clock in the traveling. Clock on the clock traveling in the direction. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay. Right. This is clockwise. So we have to put some sign convention. Okay. It is up to you. You can decide. You can decide. Okay. So you can take clockwise as positive or anti-clockwise as positive. Only thing is you have to mention that. Answer even mention it out. Considering clockwise movements are positive or considering anti-clockwise positive. Okay. But if you ask me, I would always ask you to consider anti-clockwise as positive. So I need a car note. So that is what is known as the right-hand thumb rule. Right-hand thumb. But right-hand thumb rule, so basically you have to use your right hand, you have to use your thumb. Okay. So, എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ if നിങ്ങൾ ഇത് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും ഫിസിക്സിലൊക്കെ ഫാരഡേസ് വീലൊക്കെ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും you have to use the 3 fingers. Okay, thumb, this finger and the middle finger. Okay, ഈ 3 ഫിംഗേഴ്സും you have to keep in the 90-degree axis. Okay, ഇതാണ് റൈറ്റ് ഹാൻഡ് തമ്പ് റൂൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, so ഇത് മൂന്ന് ഡയറക്ഷൻ you can indicate x y z direction with these fingers. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഇതും ഇതിന്റെ റിലവൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ so let's say generally നമ്മൾ x ആക്സിസിനെ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഡിനോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക, y ആക്സിസിനെ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഡിനോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക, x ആക്സിസിനെ ഇങ്ങനെ, y ആക്സിസിനെ ഇങ്ങോട്ടാണ് ഡിനോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഫോഴ്സുകൾ സാധാരണ it should be in this plane അല്ലേ. So this force is in this plane in y direction and the distance is in x direction. Distance is in x direction and force is in y direction. There is a distance in x direction and force is in along y direction. Okay, so our movement is basically r cross f. Now in movement direction, if you want to see, what you have to do is ningalde kai full r in the direction you travel along the r. Okay, and push your or curl your fingers in the direction of f. Okay, അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ thumb point in the direction ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ മൂവ്മെന്റിന്റെ ഡയറക്ഷൻ. Okay, so basically ഈ curl in the direction ആണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫോഴ്സിന്റെ മൂവ്മെന്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ you will draw like this, but the actual direction is this. It's a direction. Okay, ഈ thumb face the direction ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ മൂവ്മെന്റ്. So we'll come into this. നമ്മൾ കുറച്ചുകൂടി ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് വെക്ടർ ഒക്കെ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പറയും. But then remember this comes from vector cross product. Vector cross product le ningada movement is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now, clockwise movement ennu vechayya this is a clockwise motion. So clockwise movement is basically movement along z direction of movement, clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise nanengil it is like this. So I am curling in the anti-clockwise direction. It is in minus z direction. Okay, so this I can say this is in plus z direction. This is minus z direction. By the plus z ayonde I prefer to call this as positive movement. Okay, but it is up to you. If you want to take clockwise as positive, you can do it. But one question solved, you follow one convention, anyone. Okay, so again, sign convention of movement is basically direction of movement is basically given by the thumb. Okay, thumb if it is a clockwise movement, the thumb points towards the direction. So in the movement is clockwise, it is clockwise. So my thumb is in the plus z direction. Plus z direction if this is x, this is y, then this has to be z. Again, x to y, give me z. Okay, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയാണ് കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ആക്സിസിന്റെ പോസിറ്റീവ് direction നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത്. എന്തുകൊണ്ട് why we are not telling this is positive z? കാരണം this coordinate axis has to follow this rule. If this is x, if you curl our fingers to y, z will be pointed by our finger, thumb. Okay, x, y, z. If I draw my x in this direction, y in this direction, sorry. If I tell that my plus x is in this direction and my plus y is in this direction, then it is x, direction of x, y, z. So my positive z will be in this direction. So this will again keep on coming across. But if you don't want to know all those things, you have to know all these things. But later on, you will understand this. This thing you have to remember. Take anti-clockwise is positive and clockwise is negative. So we will follow this convention in the class. Anti-clockwise is positive, clockwise is negative. Okay. So considering give me a minute. So considering anti-clockwise, movement as positive, we can solve problems. Okay, right? So these things are not required. You just follow this rule that anti-clockwise moments are positive. Okay, so These moments are positive. Right? Now, what about this case? E case again. Now we need that. What is the moment about A? A moment. Okay. Now we have two forces. So there is one force here. This is 15 kilonewton. Let's say this is the point A. Somewhere here is the point A. Okay. Then another force is 10 kilonewton. Okay. Now I will drop a perpendicular here. Okay. I'll draw. What I'll do is I will draw a perpendicular which is passing through a straight line. Okay. Now this will be perpendicular to these forces. Okay. Now what is the moment? So moment at A will be equal to, now because of 15, the 15 force in the direction of the moment. So 15 into, so 15 is trying to, so imagine that there is a road here. You are holding this point and 15 is acting like this. So this is producing a movement in this direction. So this is clockwise. So this I can write negative because I am considering anti-clockwise as positive. So minus of 15 into this distance, 7. 15 times 7. Okay. Now, again for the same A, there is another force. The force is acting on this. Okay. So what is this force? This is 10 kilonewton. What is the direction? And the sense and done. So if I assume a road like this pinned here, this is the A point. This is pushing it like this. Okay. So it is actually anti-clockwise. So it is plus 10 times height is 7 meters. 7. So this is, so if I take 7 common, it is 10 minus 15 equal to 7 times minus 5 is equal to minus 35 kilometer meter. So minus 35 means the net movement is, this is what is known as net movement is minus 35 kilonewton meter clockwise direction. Okay, so this is how you do on a rigid system. Multiple forces on the force in the moment you can do like this. Okay, force in the moment you can keep on adding and separating based on the sense of force. So this is assume that there is only one moment here. E moment illa ningal assume cheya. That is find the moment. Then e force illa assume cheya. Then e force illa assume cheya. That will find the moment due to this force. Adu rendu add idile you will get the final moment. Okay, so this multiple forces and multiple moment concept also you keep in mind. Now, one last part you have to know about moment is, what if, let's say, what if we have a structure like this? Let's say we have a road. Okay. And there is a force acting on the road. Let's say this is a force. It's acting like this. Okay. Let the force be 100 kilometers and the angle be 30 degrees. Okay. And let's say this is a point A. Okay. So what is the moment due to this force on A? So calculate moment due to force at A. Okay, so that is what you have to do. Due to A, what is the force? Okay, I will give you this distance also. This is 2 meters. How do you calculate this? Then calculate it. Any ideas? So this can be calculated in 2 ways. It can be calculated in multiple ways, but they can be calculated mainly in 2 ways. Okay. Any ideas how to calculate this?
Components.
Yeah. Okay, so that one idea is by components, taking components. So taking components means I can change this force into two forces. I will just draw the components also. So this will be my y component. Value. What is the value of y component? Y component value. This will be my x component. What is the value of y component? What is the value of x component? So let's say my force is this 100 kilonewton. What is x component? And the next component?
100 cos 30.
100
Cos 30 അല്ലേ?
100 cos 30 ആണ് x component. This distance. So if you complete the triangle here, this is my x component. This is my y component. Okay. What is y component?
100 sin 30.
100 sin 30. Okay. So these two forces you can replace the force with the e force where you can replace here. So sin 30 is half, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and sin 30 is half. So this will be 50. This will be 100 times root 3 by 2. So this will be 50 root 3. Okay. So I can copy this. I can replace this force by adding two components. So let's say this is my y component. I'll drop this off. This is my x component. Okay, my y component is 50, and my x component is 50 root 3. So basically, it is the same case. One point and force active. How do you find the moment? Okay, so moment about A. I will consider anti-clockwise as positive. Anti-clockwise positive. Okay. Moment about A. Due to the first force. So this is 50 times. Due to 50. So 50 times. Remember, 50. So 50 times the distance. Okay. What is the sense? 50 times 2. What is the sense? So let's say we are in the rotor. This is on a force. So it is trying to rotate in clockwise direction. So clockwise is minus. Okay, so that is due to the first force. What about the second force? 50 times root 3 into what is the distance?
2.
This force in the perpendicular distance. So this is my This is my force. Okay, E force E point in the perpendicular distance.
2 meter.
2 meter on perpendicular distance. 2 meter in a perpendicular distance. So my force is here. If forcing and how do you find perpendicular distance? So it is simple. Concept is simple. So this is the force point. Let's say this is the force. What is the perpendicular distance? You drop a perpendicular distance. There are perpendicular distance. Clear? Now if I take the force here and this is the perpendicular distance. Now what about the force is like this? What is the perpendicular distance? ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവിടെ എത്തിയപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെയായി ഇവിടെ എത്തിയപ്പോൾ എത്ര perpendicular distance?
0.
If you drop the 0, yeah. So the perpendicular is 0. So it doesn't matter if it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. It is 0. Okay, understood. This is the perpendicular distance. For this force, our force is force in the situation. This is the force. So this is the perpendicular distance. From point you put the perpendicular to the force, then measure that distance. Okay. So this you should be clear. Now, what is this? This is minus 50 times 2. That is minus 100 kilonewton meter. Minus means it is in clockwise direction. Okay. So this is the method number 1. Now, what is the method number 2? So this I don't know whether you need this. Method number 2. method 2. So method 2 may be slightly difficult. Difficult to say, for a post, it will be difficult. So let's say copy. What I'll do is, we'll draw and extend this force in the line and extend the line of action of force. This is the line of action of force. I'll make it dotted. So this force can be put anywhere here. Okay. Then what I'll do? I'll drop a perpendicular. Even the force to the perpendicular. Okay. So this distance I can measure. R. This distance I can measure. By transmissibility, I can put the force here. So this force into perpendicular distance is this. Can I find this perpendicular distance? Then you want to do. Is there any way I can find this perpendicular distance? Okay. What all we know? You can easily find that. We don't know this side. We know this side. So this is 2 meters. This is 30 degree. This is 90 degree. What is this angle? This angle
60.
is 60. If this is 2 meter, what is this side? What is this? What is cos 60? Cos 60 is, let's say, I call this x upon 2. Cos 60 is x upon 2. Select triangle cos 60. Right. Cos of the side adjusted by hypotenuse. X by 2. Okay, so x is equal to 2 cos 60. Right? 2 cos 60. It is half. 2 into half is equal to 1. Right? So that is the distance is r equal to, or x or r. I should have used. Okay, I'll use x here. Okay, so this distance is what? This distance is 1 meters. Okay, so my force is 100 kilonewton. My perpendicular distance is now 1 meters. So my moment is, if I assume anti-clockwise as positive, my moment is 100 times perpendicular distance, that is x. 100 times 1 equal to 100 kilonewton meter. So this is the same answer that we got here. Okay, so this is the direction of the force is clockwise. So I have to give a minus sign because it is now looking at a force, it is trying to rotate in clockwise direction. Right. So this is the two methods you can find. So if you are equipped to solve a system with multiple forces in multiple directions. Even a system solve. So this is something which we have to solve and learn. Okay. So let's take another example. I'll give you some time to solve this. So let's say we'll take another beam. We'll take a point here. I'll take 2 forces. So this is, let's say, $50 kilonewton at 45 degree, and let's say another force is 20 kilonewton at 60 degree. Okay. Find the moment due to two forces about point right. This is the question. So then we'll try to know how do you find that? Either method or use. So I always prefer to use this method. This is multiple problem question. You have to put perpendicular. But the distance also I should give. I should not give. I do not give this distance. This is 2 meters. This is 1 meters. Okay. What is the limit? I'll give you 5 minutes. Then you try it. Then we solve this. I just made it a little bit more complicated. That's all. So then when you solve it in the session, you tell me the answer in the chat box. Okay, KT level we will solve it. Try to solve it. You assume that the force force add. Okay, it will take some time. You take your time and try it. If you want to see this method, I'll keep it here. So if you have doubts, just unmute yourself and ask me. It's all the doubt. Okay. So easiest way is to follow the components. Components in the rule and follow it is easy. So this is one force. There are two components to this force. This is 50. This is 50. This is 45. What are the two forces? Okay. This also, this and this. Otherwise, we have this force. Okay, so this is the y component. This is x component. This is 20. And the angle is 60. How do you find this two? With under component activity, you just redraw this diagram. Then it will be very easy for you. Everyone has completed it. You can unmute or you can put in the chat box. Answer it in the chat box. So I'll give you 10 minutes. Then I'll solve. Okay. I'll solve your number. സ്ക്രീൻ കാണുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ അല്ലേ? സ്ക്രീൻ മാറിയില്ലല്ലോ. സ്ക്രീൻ മാറിയോ?
ഇല്ല ഇല്ല സർ.
കിട്ടിയ ആർക്കില്ല ആൻസർ?
കിട്ടി.
Anybody else? Fahad is there? Fahad?
സാർ
കിട്ടിയോ?
ഇല്ല സാർ, ചെയ്യുക സാർ.
ദേവദത്തൻ ഉണ്ടോ? കിട്ടിയോ?
-80.02 ആണോ?
Altaf. So one answer is -80.02 kilonewton meter. Okay. Where are the answer കിട്ടിയെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാം. I'll write this. So Altaf അല്ലേ?
Yes sir.
Yeah. Anybody else?
സാർ ഈ രണ്ട് ഫോഴ്സിനും രണ്ട് മൊമെന്റ് ആയിരിക്കുമല്ലോ അല്ലേ?
രണ്ടുകൂടെ എല്ലാം കൂടെ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ഇല്ല, അപ്പൊ എല്ലാം കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യാം.
ഓക്കെ. അപ്പം 50യുടെയും 20 കിലോന്യൂട്ടന്റെയും കൂടി ആഡ് ചെയ്ത് പറയണം അല്ലേ?
നെറ്റ് മൂവ്മെന്റ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. ഫൈൻഡ് ദ മൂവ്മെന്റ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ടു ഫോഴ്സസ്. നെറ്റ് മൂവ്മെന്റ്.
മൊമെന്റിന് മൈനസ് ആവാൻ പറ്റുമോ ഇപ്പോ?
Minus means it is clockwise.
കേട്ടില്ല സാർ ഇത്.
Minus means it is clockwise. മൈനസ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ക്ലോക്ക് ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ സൈൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ക്ലോക്ക് വൈസ് ഫോഴ്സിനൊക്കെ നെഗറ്റീവ്, ആന്റി ക്ലോക്ക് വൈസിനൊക്കെ പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ തനിയെ വരും. തനിയെ മൈനസ് വരുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ ഫഹദിന്റെ ആൻസർ മൈനസ് ആണ്. ഫഹദ് ഈസ് ടെല്ലിംഗ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നെറ്റ് ഈസ് ക്ലോക്ക് വൈസ് എന്നാണ് ഫഹദ് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ. Any other answers? So now on, you always remember to put signs, okay? So this also I will solve in two methods, but I prefer to solve only in one method. One method is solved only. Okay. ഞാൻ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യണം. ഐ ഹോപ്പ് നിങ്ങൾ യു ഹാവ് റീച്ച് സംവെയർ. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ കാണും. ഓക്കെ. സോ ബേസിക്കലി ഐ എം ട്രൈങ് ടു ഫൈൻഡ് ദ ടു കോമ്പണൻസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഫോഴ്സ്. ഓക്കെ. ഈ ഫോഴ്സിൽ രണ്ട് കോമ്പണൻസിനെ ഞാൻ ലിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോവാണ്. സോ ബേസിക്കലി ദിസ് ഇസ് 45. സോ ഐ ക്യാൻ റൈറ്റ് ദിസ് as this value as this component, x component as 50 cos 45. So that is 50 by root 2. Okay. What I'll do is I'll make a copy of this. Of this. Okay. So we have 50 cos 45 is 50 root 2. So 50 root 2 in this direction.
Sir.
Yeah. പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
Perpendicular distance കൊണ്ട് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തില്ലായിരുന്നു.
ആരാ? എന്താ പറ്റി? അൽത്താഫ്. തെറ്റിപ്പോയോ?
ചെയ്തില്ല.
ചെയ്തോണ്ടിരിക്കുക. Okay. Now this distance is this is 50 sin 45. So this is also 50 by root 2. Okay. So sin എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it is a vertical component. This is also 50 root 2. Three force in I have replaced two components. Okay. Now I have to do the same thing for this force. So this x component എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ 20 cos 60. 20 cos 60. Right. So this is that is equal to 10. Okay. And this is basically 20 sin 60 is equal to 20 times root 3 by 2 is equal to 10 root 3. Right. Okay, so this also I will replace here. Our vertical component is acting upward. It is 10 root 3. Horizontal component is acting in this direction. Either direction horizontal component will be acting in this direction. This is 10. Okay. So this both are the same. This is random or a sign. I have just reduced to component. Now, component sign convention confuse out. E component this sign will be this direction. This will be in this direction. Okay. E component upward is be in this direction. The component will be in horizontal direction. Okay. So now we know. Now what is a moment? So let's say we can calculate moment due to 50 kilometers. So we'll calculate separately, then we'll add. Okay. So I will consider anti-clockwise as positive. Now there are two forces here. 50 root 2 into. So first is hello. Yeah.
minus 80.74 now കിട്ടിയത്.
So Altaf is again telling me it is minus 80.74. Okay. Okay. So this is clockwise. Anti-clockwise is positive. We will see. So because of the first force, 50 kilonewton force, what all we have force moments in the kind of moment will be. So first is this force, okay? That is 50 root 2 into perpendicular distance. With perpendicular distance, with the force is the perpendicular distance. Okay, so that is 2. Now what is the sense of this force? This force is trying to clockwise direction. So it is minus. Okay, then we have 50 root 2. This force is there times the perpendicular distance will be 0. Because the force is like this, a point is here, force is passing through the point. Now the line of action is a point over. So it will be 0. So this is minus 50 root 2 into 2. That means it's minus 100 root 2. Okay, so this is M of A. Okay, because of 50 kilometers. Now again I have to calculate because of moment due to moment due to 20 kilometer force. Okay, once I take one sign convention, the same convention I have to follow. Okay, so again two forces are there. First is this force 10 root 3. The perpendicular distance is total distance, that is 3. What is sense? Sense and it is sense rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So it is positive. Okay, plus 10 times we know the distance is 0 because it is passing through this point. In the line of action is passing through it to 0. So this gives me 30 root 3 with the plus sign. Okay, so now we can find the total moment. So what I'll do, I'll make some space here. Okay, so my net moment is a total moment. Is equal to ആദ്യത്തെ force കൊണ്ടുള്ള moment plus രണ്ടാമത്തെ force കൊണ്ടുള്ള moment. So what is it? Calculated by calculating minus 100 2 plus 30 minus 89.44. So Altaf is nearby, maybe chill in the richer amount of mistake. So good. Okay, so this is how you solve this kind of problems, right? So I think I will give you one more problem. So let's say Okay, I have some forces. So this is 20 kilonewton. One force. This is 20 kilonewton at an angle 30 degree. Then I have, let's say, one more force. It is again 20 kilonewton. And I have another force, which is 15 kilonewton. Okay. This is A. Okay. Now this is 1 meter. This is again another 1 meter. This is another 1 meter. Okay. The question is, find the net moment due to forces above point A. So they want to try it. No, try this. I think they want to solve it. How do you solve this? Find the moment of due to these forces about point A. Solve. So I think Anna gave some answer. Anna gave mistake every what you know mistake Anna. Anna is there? Anna? Anna is there? Anna? Anna asked my problem. So it is Advaishaji, not Anna. Advaishaji? Isn't answer answer? 10 kilonewton. Let's see. Advait is telling me it's 10 kilonewton. Let's see. Plus 10 kilonewton Advait. Advait plus 10 kilonewton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, plus 10. So plus means anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
Sir, ചെയ്തു.
Answer it.
Sir, ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു.
ചെയ്തു.
Sir, 30 ആണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു കേട്ടോ.
അതാരാ പറഞ്ഞത്? അത് തന്നെയാണോ?
അതെ.
ആൻസർ മാറ്റണം. So let's say 3 is still only 30. Okay.
Sir, 30.
Udarana.
Adina.
Adina is also 30. Adina direction endana? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So that means anti-focus. Any other answers? So Arya Harish is telling it the same answer. Alla Arya same answer on the Arya Harish. Same answer. Yes, sir. Okay. So Arya is also telling me the same answer. Okay. Now, so quickly we will do. I'll replace this force with components. Okay. So this is 30. So I can replace this with components. So one component will be in this direction, other component will be in this direction. E direction plus E direction should give me this direction. That's the concept we have seen. Okay. So this is 30 degree and the value is 20 kilometer. 20. So what is this force? This is 20 cos 30. 20 cos 30. Then the vertical component will be 20 sin 30. 20 cos 30 in the cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So 10 root 3. Okay. Vertical component is half. Right? Vertical component is sin 30 is half. 10. Okay. So this I can replace. I can replace the forces. So let's keep it here. All the forces are just. Okay. This force I have to replace. Because baaki rendu force which is okay. And the components are because it is already in one direction. So this force I can replace by two components. One is in this direction. In this direction. And the value of that component is vertical component is 10. Is it 10? Yes, 10. There is one force in this direction. The value of that is 10 root 3. Okay, so we have three forces. So red forces, all we are considering anti-clockwise is positive. Okay, red forces in a moment I will write as 10 times the perpendicular distance. 10 times 1. What is the direction? It is, so you can see first the value it is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So this is positive. Okay, then we have plus 10 root 3 times 0. So this is 10 kilonewton meter. Now we will go for the green force. So green force is moment at A equal to, so there is only vertical component, this is 20. 20 times what is the perpendicular distance? 1 plus 1. The perpendicular. Okay, this is now perpendicular. So 20 times 2. Now what is the sense of the force? Sense of the force is it is trying to protect in clockwise direction, so it should be minus. So that's minus 40 kilonewton meter. Okay, now we will get the white force. White. Then we print a little black icon. Okay. M at A equal to 20 times 1 plus 2 plus 3. 3. What is the sense? is trying to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. This plus 60 kilometers. So total final moment, net moment is my red, which is 10, my green, which is minus 40, and my white, which is plus 60. So this gives me, so 20 plus 10, 30. Good. 30 kilometer. 30 meter. Good. Right. So this is how you calculate. I hope everyone is clear on the doubt or okay. Right. Now we don't have much time. Now what we'll do is you have understood the force system. Basic idea. Now we will have to start solving complicated forces. So solutions. Okay. We will solve some more problem. So you have to expect an exam in coordinate. Exam is a series exam. I think it is 26th, the final week of this month. I think there will be a series exam for exam around side. Okay. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാ സബ്ജക്ട്സും ഒന്നുകൂടെ ആദ്യം മുതൽ പഠിച്ചിപ്പോഴേ തുടങ്ങിക്കോളൂ. ഇതുവരെ പഠിച്ച എല്ലാ പോർഷനും ഉണ്ടാവും എക്സാമിന്. ഓൺലൈൻ എക്സാം ആയിരിക്കും. So get ready for that. So today also based on this I'll give you some problems. So tomorrow we will introduce to a new concept and we will start solving lot of new problems. Okay. So in the meanwhile I will also be giving you some videos. Solving some example problems so that you can practice. So make sure that you practice lot of problems. Assignment is so in I will give you some more assignments. 4 or 5 questions I will try to give. Okay. Right. Assignments I have to correct. So I get points again. So that system also I will tell you. So before that I have to select a leader for you. So I asked them to give a presentation to your class. Okay. So I also want to know if you want to propose some people's name. Leader agreement propose propose you can unmute yourself and tell because I think this within 2 days I have to select a leader. Any name you want to propose?